We've covered people that are probably more on the Republican end of the spectrum, people that are for the war and that. So let's say, we're dealing with a lot of independent voters here, and we're going to get a lot of people that are for Hillary or for Obama. They don't know exactly usually why they're for that candidate. And so what do you do when someone says, actually, I think I've already found a candidate, I'm going to vote for Obama or Hillary. What do you say?
I'll just go back to the same scenario. Terrific. So you decided on Barack Obama. Okay. Can you tell me how Congressman Obama addresses the issues that are important to you?
And so I'll say, well, I really like his stance on the war, and let's just say it's the war issue.
Okay, it's all right to admit that you don't know everything about every candidate, and that it endears you to people to a certain degree.
Right.
Well, you know what? I don't know everything there is to know about all the candidates. What is Obama's stance on the war?
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I mean, I'm trying to learn as much as possible.
Well, all I know is I've heard that he's been against the war from the beginning, and that he's going to bring our troops home.
Did you watch the Democratic debates?
I think I caught one of them or something. I don't really get too much into politics.
Well, I watched all the debates on both sides because I wanted to, like I said, I'm trying to educate myself as best as possible on all the candidates. And Barack says that he is against the war, but he also said that we'd have our troops home by 2013. That's 5 years from now. I don't think we can stand losing, however many more men it's going to take for 5 years, and we certainly can't afford it. Yeah, I mean, do you think we can afford it? People do not.
I don't think so. But that's not. Are you sure? I mean, he says that he was going to stop the war. I mean,
well, I don't know everything about Obama on all the issues, but I do know that every chance that a vote to fund the war has come up, I know Barack has voted to fund the war. I know that Ron Paul has voted against funding every time, and I know that Ron Paul was against the war from the beginning. Perhaps Barack was as well, but being against something and funding it, those are two different things. You can say you're against it, but if you fund it, you're really for it. So if you're in favor of bringing the troops home and ending the war, I really think you should take a look at my candidate, Ron Paul.
All right, I'll check him out.
Okay. Let me ask you one other thing. Have you ever read this?
I've read that. Yeah. Well, I think I've probably browsed through it.
This is the document that created the federal government. This is the document that guarantees our freedoms as United States citizens. Do you believe that we should follow this?
Yeah, I do. I think we should.
Yeah, I think we should too. Do you believe that the government that we're living under now is limited to the limits specified in this book?
Probably not.
I never get a probably not. I always get people saying no. It's not.
No.
Yeah, they don't know. No, the government's not. And once you've got them on that, you've got a strong close for Ron Paul. Ron Paul, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I came all the way out here, and you go into that. I came all the way out here from San Diego, California, to stand here in the freezing cold to talk about this and about Ron Paul. I've never donated any money to a campaign. I've never campaigned for anybody. I didn't vote in the last election because I was sick of it. I was sick and tired of always having to choose between the lesser of two evils. Because I believe in this, and I finally got a candidate that believes in this as well and has consistently voted for 30 years to support this. So I have to go for broke. And I think that it's our responsibility as Americans, it's our duty to, when we're electing a president, when we're evaluating candidates, to choose to vote for the guy that supports this. And Barack doesn't do it, but Ron Paul does. If I give you this, will you read it?
Yeah, I will read it.
And then I say,
Thank
okay.
you.
I don't just give this out like, hey, I'm just giving this out. There's a condition attached to it. I'm going to give you this, you have to read it. And people go, they get like this, and I swear to God, I've had people reach for it with both hands, and they actually treat this with reverence. They actually, while I'm being there talking to them, they start flipping through this thing and looking at it. Because once you accept that we've gotten away from this and government's not going back to it, then everything else is just bullshit. It's just, the issues are just arguing over how we're going to divvy up the spoils of taxes and and who's going to have power over what people. Once you accept that government doesn't operate within the bounds of this, and politicians don't operate within the bounds of this, then it's just a big money grab free for all. But if you can convince people, if you can reignite that flame of liberty and bring them back to this, people will read it, and they will, think, hey, wow, we really do have a chance to get a candidate that will get us back to this. Because no matter what, people don't like taxation. They don't like regulation. They don't like bureaucrats and bureaucracies. They hate having to take off their shoes at the airport. They're sick and tired of being, told that they have to be afraid of terrorism and all that other crap. So if you can get them on this and get them to agree that we should be following this and that this is the most important document.
And you don't even, if you don't know what their issues are, you don't have to get into specific details. You don't have to go into which aspect we have to follow unless they bring it up first. Because let's just say, for example, you say, you know what, we really need to follow the Second Amendment. They might be an anti-gun person, and you've just stepped on their toes needlessly. You don't even have to talk about that. Because they might be, some people that love the Constitution might be focusing more on the First Amendment.
That's absolutely correct. It's really, once you get them on the constitutional thing, on the constitutional track, ask them, have you heard that we've lost the right to habeas corpus? Everybody knows what habeas corpus is. And if they don't know, it's basically the right to a trial by jury, a speedy trial, to confront your accusers, so on and so forth. You say, politicians, Democrats and Republicans alike, have passed legislation that allows the president to basically come rolling up and say, you know what, I think you're a terrorist, and then they ship you off to Guantanamo in the dead of night, and maybe you'll get an attorney in 5 years. So we've lost the right to habeas corpus. We've lost the right to keep and bear arms. We're losing the right to free speech. And then ask them, have you heard about H.R. 1955? No one's heard about it. So H.R. 1955 basically criminalizes thought. And people start getting scared about that. And again, if you think the wrong thing, they classify you as a terrorist, ship you off to Guantanamo, all because we've lost